Hi, everyone, and welcome to the vLex Fastcase Efficient Search Techniques webinar. I wanted to begin by thanking you all for taking the time to join us today for this presentation. Hopefully you can leave here today with feeling a little bit more confident in your ability to navigate and search within the vLex Fastcase platform. I wanted to also begin by introducing myself so you know who's presenting here. My name is TJ. I'm a customer success representative with vLex, and I want you to think of me as a personal resource to you as far as your vLex Fastcase journey goes. So if you need help finding information, improving your research skills in the platform, I want to be a resource to you. So I will be providing my personal contact information at the end of today's presentation, as well as our support team's contact information, so you can rest assured any questions or feedback you have will be addressed timely. Now, we have quite a lot to get to today, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into our agenda and then get right to it. So just wanted to kind of show you the roadmap. We'll get into the platform, cover our resource center where you can find helpful tips and materials, tutorials through our knowledge base and other resources there. But then we'll go into the jurisdictional tools, the general search bar. We'll take a look at how you can begin searching by case name, citations, natural language, and then filtering results. So, this is a little bit different to the Fastcase 7 platform if you're familiar with that. So I'll show you how those two platforms differ a little bit, but then get into advanced searching as well and break down the Boolean operators and advanced operators you can utilize in the platform when you're searching, so you know how to use those to your advantage going forward. And then document level, so we'll get into a specific case. I want to show you where you can make highlights and notes and just stay efficient with your research process there as well. And as I mentioned, I will be providing my contact information at the end of the presentation as well. So let's go ahead and jump over to the platform here, fastcase.vlex.com. And again, the process for logging into this has not changed. You'll still continue to navigate to your bar's website and then log in through the bar and then access your member benefit to land here on the vLex Fastcase platform. Now, I am using a State Bar of Georgia account today because I am located here in the state of Georgia. However, yours may look a little bit different. You may have a different logo or state bar name here, excuse me. But underneath that, you'll also have your plan level, which I'll talk a little bit about today, so you know exactly what materials you can search for in the platform. But I wanted to begin our discussion, or excuse me, our presentation here rather, with our resource center. And if it is your very first time logging in, you will see that you have some checklists here to go through to help get you started searching and setting up your account. However, the main focus I wanted to point you to is the knowledge base center here in our resource center. You can navigate to this generally from the web as well. However, if you're in the platform and you can open up your resource center, you can search within our knowledge base to find specific articles that cover features and go into detail about how to operate certain information in the platform. So for an example here, maybe we were looking to learn more about advanced searching in the platform and how to best do that. You can go to the knowledge base search bar up at the top and search for whatever feature or tool you're looking to learn more about. And from here, we can give that article a click, and it's going to open up the knowledge base website. So as I mentioned, you can generally get to this page from the web if you wanted to go to your browser and type in support.vlex.com. You'll land on our homepage where you can, you'll notice you can navigate to any of the different sections and format features in the knowledge base website here to start learning and helping you navigate specific features. Now on the advanced search page specifically, we do have some screenshots here as well as some clips. And at the very bottom of the page, and a lot of the pages here in the resource center or in the knowledge base website, is a video walkthrough. So a great resource for you to self-educate and learn how to operate in the platform. Now, one other thing I wanted to highlight in our resource center here is the ability to get in contact with us. So if you have questions or issues finding certain information, we want to be a resource to you. We want to be able to help you find what you need. So you can find our contact information down here at the bottom. You can click on this envelope here to find our email address. And this is our support team's contact email. It's helpdesk-us@vlex.com. Go ahead and send us any inquiries or questions you have there. Our support team, they are locally based here in the US, and their hours are 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, where they will be able to get back to you with any questions you may pose. Now, one other way you can get in contact with us right here in the platform is through our chat feature. And we've actually recently adjusted this a little bit. We are using an AI chat support here through the chat feature. So if it has an answer to your question, it'll go ahead and provide you the answer right in the chat. However, if it does not have the correct information, it will direct you to our support team, and they'll be able to find that question you've already posed and get that information to you a little bit more efficiently there. So again, our resource center here, quite easy to navigate and find helpful information and features and contact information. But we'll go ahead and minimize that here. And now I wanted to focus our attention on the home page here. And the first thing that I wanted to point out was the difference between the search for Fastcase and vLex Fastcase here. So if you're familiar with Fastcase 7, the search bar was kind of right in the middle of the screen, and we've made a little bit of a change here. We've moved the search bar from the middle of the page now to the top of the page. So the general search bar here, we can use that to conduct any sort of general search. You can use normal language here. You can use citations. You can use case names. It's pretty intuitive as far as starting a search, but it is a broad search tool. So if you're looking to find specific targeted content, I would recommend the advanced search page. But before we jump into a general search, I wanted to highlight our jurisdictional selector, because when you're searching for information, the first step is going to be finding the correct information and jurisdiction that you're in. So here, it will most likely default to United States, depending on your plan level here. So the State Bar of Georgia has the vLex Fastcase United States Core Plan, which captures all of the 50 states' primary materials, as well as federal primary materials. And by primary, I mean cases, statutes, regulations, constitutions, rules, etc. So a lot of information that you can research and find in the vLex Fastcase platform. So it may default to United States if it is your first time logging in, but you can adjust your jurisdiction before you run any sort of search here. And to do so, you can click on the United States drop-down menu here and select which type of jurisdiction you want to search within. So you can go as narrow as the state level here, but you can also search for federal content, and you can also even search for related federal content as well. So if we wanted to search for Georgia content and include related federal content, that'll capture these federal courts as well as the appellate circuit. Now, for our example today, we are just going to search the federal content in the US, so I'm just going to check the all federal box here. Now, to apply this, you can apply it as your default jurisdiction. So if you know you're going to search within a specific jurisdiction, you only practice in one area, you can apply that as your default jurisdiction. Or you can also simply apply that as a one-off search as well. So rather than saving a default here, you can just click apply to save that as your jurisdiction. So now it's updated from the full United States content, capturing all the 50 states materials, to just the federal court information. All right, so now that we've covered the jurisdictional tool, I wanted to get into searching now through the general search bar. And we'll begin with searching by case name. So if you have a case you want to find the decision for, you can use the search bar here up at the top to start typing your case. And we are going to look for Ramos v Louisiana. And as I'm typing, you'll notice it will populate some suggested documents, and it will also produce some suggested search strings that you can, or search links that you can click on that will take you to the search results page. Now, I can't see the case I'm looking for here, but I am going to just go ahead and type this out fully so we can navigate to our search results bar, or search results page, excuse me. So we'll search Ramos v. Louisiana here and see what we can populate. So the first thing I wanted to highlight here on our results page, we're now in the results page, and you will see up at the very top the number of results that we've returned. Now that's quite a few results. However, it's defaulted to sort by relevance. So the information that we've typed in here, it is populating the first case that matches our search. So this is the matter that we want to check out, and we can go ahead and click right into the document level. Now, and before we go into the document level here, I wanted to also highlight a couple of other ways you can generally search for information. So rather than by case name, maybe you want to search by the citation. So if we go back to the home page here, rather than searching by case name, what I'm going to do is now type in our citation for the same case, starting with our volume here, and then the reporter for the lawyer's edition, and then the page number. So again, it is populating the suggested document here, but you can just generally search for information using the citation as well. And you'll notice that the number of results that were returned is a little bit higher than by the case name. And that is because it's pulling, since we don't have any sort of indicators here, it's pulling all of the lawyer's edition citations. So if you wanted to narrow this down, and this is a tip, if you're searching by citation, you're confident in the citation, you have it correct. What I would suggest is using the quotations here, because that's going to limit that citation to that specific one. So if we run a new search here with just this citation in quotations now, we've reduced our results drastically. We've gone down from 8,000 plus to 133. And it's safe to say that since we're quoting this as an exact phrase, the citation, any of the documents that populate here are going to be also referencing or citing to this case as well. So you could almost use this as a way to find additional citations that other cases that are citing to the Ramos v. Louisiana case here as well. All right, so one additional way you can search through the general search bar is going to be by general language. So we'll go back to our home page again, and I am going to just search for unanimous verdict. Now, again, as I mentioned, you will be populated with some suggested search results. So you can go ahead and click on this right from the drop-down menu here, or go straight into the document level, or just use the search icon to run your search as well. And now, again, we have quite a high number of results, but luckily enough, the case that we were looking for, or information that fits within the search criteria, has populated as a relevant result here. Now it's going to list all of the relevant results that have something to do with our general search for unanimous verdict. As that is a pretty broad topic, it's capturing quite a lot of results here, as you can imagine. Now, I don't believe I mentioned this earlier, but in the general search bar, you can also use advanced and Boolean operators. So if we wanted to find that, again, you could use the exact phrase search here, which is our quotations. But maybe we wanted to search within the results that we've already populated. So out of these 29,000 results, maybe we're okay with that, but now we wanted to start filtering down into those documents that have a reference to the terms that we've already populated as a relevant result. Now, if we don't use, excuse me, if we wanted to do that, you can go to the search and results bar here. So if we wanted to add additional terms, and you can even use Boolean operators here. So if we wanted to omit information from populating, you could use the not in all caps. And I'll get into more of the Boolean operators you can use when we get to the advanced search page here. However, you can also search for additional terms. And I'm going to use the quotations here. And then hit enter. And now we've updated our results. So now we're only capturing results that have the unanimous verdict term somewhere in the document, but also the exact term convict as well. And you'll notice we've filtered down some of our results. And you can continue to filter and add additional terms here until you're at a little bit more of a granular results page that is a little bit more targeted to your specific search criteria. Now, continuing on the filtering in the results page, I wanted to go through our left-hand menu here. So underneath the search and results, you can also navigate to filter down into specific content libraries. We can go into cases here, or we can go into statutes that may be relevant, or even secondary materials here as well. Now, certain bars actually have court materials included in their plan as well, or some of you may have upgraded your account level to include the brief pleadings, motion, and order content. You can also filter down into this specific criteria as well and search for any sort of recent filings here. And we'll go back because I wanted to show you if you have cases selected, you'll also be able to add specific courts here, as well as cited authorities. So if you know you want it to your case to cite to specific legislation or other cases, you can include those in your cited authorities here. And as I mentioned, also search for the courts that you want to filter down into. Okay, so continuing on now on the left-hand side here, towards the very bottom of the page, you can also filter by date. So you can add a date range. And if you recall, this is all from our general search bar. So we generally just started searching with our general search bar here. And it's now asking us if we wanted to filter by date and providing these additional options to filter our results. Now you can search for the exact date by clicking the words here up at the top. That's going to change it to the exact search, where you can enter the date, or you can also search by a range of dates here as well, if you didn't want to use the sliders down at the bottom. But easy enough, you can just use the sliders to adjust that to a specific range of dates that you want to find information in. Now again, we started our search here with our general search bar. We've added a few filters. We've narrowed our results down just a little bit, but maybe we wanted to take this search that we've started on from our general search and move that to an advanced search so we can go even deeper. Rather than clicking on the advanced search tool page, that would require you to start from scratch. So that's going to have a blank form fill search for you to then enter all the information you've already started entering by searching. But rather than doing that, if you've already begun with a general search here, you can go down to the bottom of this page to search more options in advanced search. So that's going to take the search we've already started on and move that over to our advanced search page here. You'll see it's highlighted where we are in the platform with the advanced search. Again, it's going to make sure you have the right jurisdiction selected, but then you can also adjust the content libraries that you're searching within. And I'm going to skip over the words for just one moment here, because down at the bottom, you have the ability to enter key criteria for whatever content libraries you're searching within. So right now we have cases selected, and it's allowing us to search by date. Maybe we have the case name already here. You can also, again, add the court and a couple of other key criterias to enter so you can find exactly what you're looking for. Now, this is not required. You don't have to enter any information into this section here. You can easily just leave that blank and use the word section. Now, the search that we started with in our general search bar has now moved itself into the advanced operator section of our words categories. And this is how you can construct advanced operator searches in the platform. You can do this in the general search bar, as I've already explained, and you can also do them here right in the advanced operator section. But before we break down this, I wanted to also cover the other categories here. So all the words, this is going to be an AND search. Now this works the exact same as if you were to not use any sort of advanced operators or Boolean operators in your general search here. This is going to capture any results, any relevant results that have the term unanimous and the word verdict somewhere in the document. Now, maybe you wanted to get even more specific than that. As I've already mentioned, you can use the quotations to search for exact phrases or exact terms. We can use that section to now find only documents that have the full phrase unanimous verdict referenced somewhere as a relevant result. Now, also you can search in proximity to each other. So maybe we wanted to find unanimous and verdict somewhere in the same area. Maybe it's not in that exact phrase, but we have an idea of what terms are nearby, and we want to populate relevant results based off of that. The words in proximity allows us to search up to 20 terms, either before or after the terms that have been entered here. And you can also filter that down a little bit as well. And I'll show you in just a moment how you can do that. Now for the any word search, this is going to be an or search. So maybe you have a synonym that you're not familiar, or you're not 100% sure which is being used in the document or in the opinion. What you can do is add those synonyms here, and that way it'll capture any of those terms as relevant results and make sure you're not missing any documents because of that. And then the exclusionary search down here with none of the words. So you can also choose to omit specific information here. You may want to not include anything regarding convict. And that would omit any of that results that have the unanimous verdict terms, but it's going to omit any results that have convict in them. So we'll go ahead and add this here. I want to add the word convict here, but then I also want to find words in proximity. Now, as I mentioned, this will already show you how these are used to structure an advanced operator search. You can also hover your mouse over the question mark here to find the additional advanced operators you can utilize either in your general search bar or in the advanced operators section. I'm going to quickly search for this. And again, we've populated our document that we were looking for. If we go back to our advanced search page here quickly, it'll take that search that we started with, so the words in proximity, but then also the convict search, and has moved that down and shows you exactly how that can be duplicated if you were to put it in the general search bar. Now to limit results, so we can do the words in proximity up to 20 terms, but maybe we wanted to limit that down to, let's say, within 5 words of each other. What we can do is use the / button and a number 1 through 20 to allow us to search within a set number of terms there. Now, one thing that I also wanted to highlight quickly here is the ability to save search alerts. So if you have a search string that you've conducted and it's really relevant to your practice area or to cases that you're working on, what you can do is stay proactive rather than reactive with your research and set up a search alert. So maybe we wanted to find all federal cases that have something to do with unanimous verdict and convict here. We can save that as a search alert. That's going to allow us to receive email alerts with new materials that have been added to our platform that fit that search criteria. Now, to manage and edit those, you can go to the Manage Your Alerts from your account drop-down menu. But we're getting a little short on time, so I'm not going to cover that page specifically, but we'll go ahead and jump back into our search results. Now, next to the case name, we are going to jump into this case, but next to that case name, I wanted to highlight the CERT tool. Now, it will tell you whether a case has any sort of negative treatment, as well as a couple of others. So you can see this case has some orange treatment, and the orange is any sort of questioned treatment. So as you can see, anything that has maybe been declined to extend, or criticized, or disagreed with, or declined to follow. Now that's questioned treatment. There's also positive treatment here, which is the yellow. You can see it also provides you where that case is being considered distinguished in. So positive is yellow, questioned is orange, and then red here is any sort of negative treatment. So any cases that have been overruled, vacated, reversed, abrogated, you can see those right next to the case name. But let's go ahead and jump into the Ramos v. Louisiana case here, because I wanted to highlight a few tools on the document level here. So first thing, if you reference a document quite a lot, I would recommend highlight or saving that as a favorite. That way you can quickly reference that document and jump right into it from your favorites folder here in the folder section. Now also, in any of the cases that you look up in vLex Fastcase, you'll also be provided the case analysis section. We're using our Vincent AI tool to provide you with a case analysis breakdown of that specific that document. So great time saver here to maybe quickly identify what the legal issue and head notes are in this case to see if you're on the right track, or maybe you should start looking for additional information. Now, one other thing I wanted to highlight here is our key paragraphs. Again, a very great tool to help save you time, but also expand your research a little bit further if you have, say, a paragraph that you resonate with here. So we can click on these. The dark blue here is just a paragraph that has been cited to quite often. You'll notice these are clickable. And what we can do is if we click on any of these key paragraphs, it will pull up a list of any subsequent quotations of that paragraph or passage. So a great way to expand your research and find other cases that are also citing to that same paragraph or passage. Now, just quickly here to kind of close out, you can search in this document. So it's similar to our search in results. If you wanted to search for specific key terms in a document, you can do so there. But then also one additional way to find other materials that may be similar to this case or document is through the related tab. And that is a way we're harnessing, again, our Vincent AI tool to provide you with cases that may be discussing the same topics. And then just quickly, I wanted to show you the ability to find folders here. Your favorited documents. So if you've saved any documents as favorite, you can go to the favorites there. You can also find documents with marks. So any notes you've created in documents, you can save those and look them up and then jump right into the documents here. And then folders too. So just to stay efficient with your research, you can easily create folders, subfolders, and stay efficient with your research. And with that, that was the Efficient Search Techniques webinar here. I know it was quite quick, but I wanted to end with our contact information. So going away from this training, we want you to be able to get in contact with us if you have specific questions that you're having trouble with when you're searching. But also, upgrading to other content in the platform. If you're interested in, checking out Vincent AI, we are offering a free trial for that, but we can also set up a free demo, one-on-one demo with you, and you can ask targeted, pointed questions. And then lastly, my personal contact information. So if you have any questions or want to just generally provide feedback, I'm happy to communicate with you. And with that, we'll go ahead and close it out here. and say thank you all so much for taking the time to join us for today's webinar. We hope you have a great rest of your afternoon.